Your journey with Allen started in class 6, right?
Yes.
I mean, taking steps way early, right? At that age. How did that benefit you towards your NEET preparation?
I feel like the greatest factor of it was not the academics itself, but the realization that the world is much bigger than what we perceive it to be.
Yeah.
Because when I entered 6th grade, I was surrounded by so many smart people.
Yeah.
Because in my own school, I was the topper as well. But then there are so many toppers found throughout India. But when you realize how serious the competition is,
Yeah.
you really gain a very good perspective.
Which are the common study techniques that worked for you?
I feel like the biggest thing that actually saved my NEET preparation was staying back after the classes were finished. Because in Allen there is a very competitive like atmosphere of sort, and you can really get into the zone of studying. I had a very goal-oriented mindset.
Nice.
So,
Daily goals.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I wouldn't go home until this goal is accomplished.
Were there any books that you sort of referred to besides the NCERT?
For biology, I did take some other PYQ booklets on MPG. They really helped a lot because they have a myriad of questions.
Okay.
Again, it's like exposing yourself to different types of questions which can come into exam.
What is one common myth that you'd like to bust about scoring 650 plus in NEET?
People place too much emphasis on talent. While I think it might be true for JEE Advanced sort of exams, but for NEET, all you need is hard work. A lot of hard work.
It's often correctly said that progress is built on regular, ordinary days, not the perfect ones. And why not? Because that's the product of all the hard work that goes into making with absolute trust in your teachers. One such success story of NEET 2026 is with us here today. We have Arvind Madli, who has scored phenomenally well in NEET 2026. Congratulations on your wonderful score, Arvind. We are so proud that your journey that started in class 6 has shaped out to be such wonderfully. And we are happy that we could be part of this success story.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It's an honor to be here.
Thank you so much for taking out time to do this. Now that the result is out and you know that all the dreams that you had built on have finally taken shape, what is it that the first thing you experienced when you got to know this is what you're scoring?
Actually, I didn't really have an expectation of my marks beforehand because my main goal was to just give my 100% and let result be what it is. So I was really quite pleased with how I did and how it turned out to be.
I can imagine. Your parents must have been so proud, right?
Yeah, they are really proud.
You've always wanted to be a doctor?
Yeah, ever since I was a child, I had this aspiration of becoming a doctor.
When was the first time this inspiration struck you that this is where I want to be?
Yeah, when I was 6 years old, I really wanted to get into the medical field because it really fascinated me about how well doctors knew our own bodies more than ourselves.
That early, 6 years old?
Yeah.
I'm sure these doctors must have had great impact on you.
Yeah.
Is it also the service-oriented mindset that probably pushes you towards this career?
Definitely. I mean, the whole aspect of helping people and making them lead better lives is a really rewarding part of the field.
It's so nice to hear that. I mean, looking at it from the perspective that there are so many students who sit for this paper, right?
Yes.
Were you ever intimidated that more than 20 lakhs of students are taking this exam? I don't know how confident I would be.
Yeah, it definitely has an impact on the NEET aspirant, but then you have to realize that a lot of those 20 lakh students are not your actual competition.
True.
There are like a very small percentage of it is like very serious, and you have to just compete with yourself to be part of that top elite.
How serious were you?
In 11th, I wouldn't say I was that serious, but then I really started focusing a lot on my studies during 12th.
So something changed from 11 to 12?
Not necessarily during the transition, but then when NEET 2025 turned out to be so tough, I realized how extreme the competition truly was.
Agreed.
So I really knew that if I didn't work as hard I did in 11th, I wouldn't make it too far. So I really started working towards my goal.
What are the factors that sort of pushed you towards this disciplined, hardworking approach that you had towards your preparation?
My childhood dream of becoming a doctor, that is the essential core of my zeal to be so disciplined and hardworking. Um, I mean, even as a doctor, you will need to portray such traits if you want to be a
Absolutely.
successful one.
True.
So I had to inculcate and I had to develop that sort of mindset.
Nice. I like the fact that how this energy came into you at this young age, right? And you knew that if I want to do this lifelong, I should be able to inculcate these qualities early. All right. You told us that your journey with Allen started in class 6, right?
Yes.
I mean, taking steps way early, right? At that age. How did that benefit you towards your NEET preparation?
I feel like the greatest factor of it was not the academics itself, but the realization that the world is much bigger than what we perceive it to be.
Yeah.
Because when I entered 6th grade, I was surrounded by so many smart people.
Yeah.
Because in my own school, I was the topper as well. But then there are so many toppers found throughout India. But when you realize how serious the competition is,
Yeah.
you really gain a very good perspective.
True. And you're absolutely right in saying that when you surround yourself with the people with the same set of mindset, it kind of pushes you further to give your best shot.
Yeah, that's really an important factor of it.
True. And yeah, what is competitive learning if not knowing where you stand, right? Also, Arvind, there are a lot of students who do get bogged down when the competition becomes much tougher, right? I mean, we all know NEET 2026 was not an easy game. You had to sit for the exam twice. The pressure was twice as much as anybody would have undergone, right? How did that affect you?
That feeling is very natural about it becoming too much, but then you have to realize that the majority of students, if not all the students, feel a similar way. And if you persevere through that feeling, then you truly start to flourish and thrive.
Did you also feel demotivated when the exam got cancelled?
Yeah, definitely. But then I was like, grieve for a while and then start working hard because nothing can be done.
For how many days were you in that sad state?
I feel like it was not even that many days. I felt like I was mostly like almost depressed for a day or something.
Okay.
But then
That's a quick bounce for a day or something.
like, I dedicated that one day to, just trying it out and stuff. But then
Yeah.
I was like, from tomorrow onwards, I will start working again.
How was re-NEET? I mean, compared to your first attempt, how did the second one make you feel more confident?
Re-NEET was way harder than I would say the first NEET. And the thing is, the first NEET you have, since it's the first biggest competitive exam you're going to write in your life, there's definitely that feeling of nervousness and whatnot before entering the exam hall. Before re-NEET, after having gone through that process once, it doesn't feel as daunting as writing the exam again.
What are the things that helped you becoming so comfortable with this process? Because like you said, a lot of students are very challenged by the fact that test is a lot fear-inducing experience for them. Do you think the environment that you had at Allen, or probably the testing surroundings that you got, the assessment pattern that was set for you, that kind of made you comfortable in order to appear for the final exam?
Definitely. The teachers gave me so much freedom during my re-NEET prep as well, during NEET preparation as well, and as well as re-NEET preparation. That amount of freedom let me reflect on what had gone wrong during my first attempt and allowed me to correct on those and not repeat them again.
So you were definitely much happier when the second attempt happened. And of course, that reflects in the perfect score that you got. I would also love to know, for all our viewers out there, what is the right methodology with which they should pursue their NEET preparation? Because study techniques, everybody has plenty of them. But we would like to know which are the common study techniques that worked for you.
I feel like the biggest thing that actually saved my NEET preparation was staying back after the classes were finished. Because in Allen, there is a very competitive atmosphere of sort. And you can really get into the zone of studying. And so after classes, I used to stay back till 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. And I had a very goal-oriented mindset.
Nice.
So,
daily goals.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I wouldn't go home until this goal is accomplished.
I see. So rather than counting hours, which normally a lot of people do, you used to set daily targets and see whether you are able to fulfill it on a regular basis.
Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful. So for those of you who are still under the myth that it requires those many hours, not really. Once you have a set target in your mind on a daily basis, those targets can be pretty much achieved. All right, Arvind. Coming to the fact that there must have been days when your test would not go the way you wanted. Probably the lowest score in your mock test. Did you ever achieve a lowest score?
Yeah, but I don't really remember it as such because I didn't dwell on it for too long.
Wonderful. So, how would you help our viewers to understand what is the right way to assess a mock test score and come back from it with a learning experience rather than a more fearsome experience? Because you know how test taking is a difficult experience for a lot of students. So, what is it that you did for your error analysis, and how did you not let that score further bring you down?
I mean, there were certain moments where the score even did go down, but you have to realize that life is full of ups and downs. You can't really stay at the up moments all the time. So
Yeah.
you really have to, condition yourself to start bouncing back because, there will be such difficult moments throughout your NEET preparation.
True. A lot of students also have this question regarding biology that even if it's their favorite subject, right, there's a threshold which a lot of students are not able to go beyond, right? I mean, they know they are doing well, but it's still difficult to cross that 300 mark most often.
Yeah.
Why do you think that happens, and how did you attempt that section?
A lot of students for NEET biology, they know the central aspect that you need to focus on is NCERT. But then a lot of them don't place that much emphasis on solving questions based on such NCERT questions.
True. So the real game is questions.
Yeah, you have to practice as many questions as you can so that you get exposed to the different types of questions that can come in exams.
Correct. Do you remember how many questions would you take per chapter, let's say on an average?
I didn't really count it really. I just till I'm confident with the topic, I just did as many questions as I can.
Wonderful. Also, there are factors that actually help us shape our test taking strategy. So could you also tell us what was your test attempting strategy this time?
This aspect of the NEET preparation, it's really to each their own. For me, I attempted physics first.
Okay.
Because I needed to be nice and relaxed and take time for it. Then I did biology and then I came back to chemistry.
Okay.
Biology, it's like a sponge. You can either compress the time as much as you want.
Correct.
So physics, you need to give a fixed amount of time to attempt it properly. And biology, based on the time I took for physics, I used to compress or either take more time for bio and attempted chemistry accordingly.
Understood. Were there any books that you sort of referred to besides the NCERT?
For biology, I did take some other PYQ booklets and MPG. They really helped a lot because they have a myriad of questions.
Okay.
Again, it's like exposing yourself to different types of questions which can come in the exam.
Correct. What about physics and chemistry?
Physics, and ever since the shock of NEET 2025, of how hard NEET can turn out to be, you really have to start exposing yourself to higher levels of physics and chemistry and that is perfectly reflected in PYQ booklets for JEE Advanced and JEE Mains. They really help you to develop the mindset to face such hard questions if they do come in NEET.
Understood. Coming to the fact that if given a choice, now that your exam is over, if you had the opportunity to remove one chapter from your syllabus, which one would it be?
From a subject?
You can choose from any subject if you like.
I really struggled with thermodynamics in the beginning.
I see.
But then, again, every obstacle in NEET, it can be overcome by just practicing.
Nice.
So even now that the NEET preparation is over, I don't really find thermodynamics daunting as well.
Lovely. How did your teachers help you deal with your weaknesses?
They really gave some very great inputs about how to tackle my weaknesses and which topics to focus on and how to exactly not repeat the same mistakes that I did in mock tests.
Absolutely. Did you also suffer from the grave errors of silly mistake problem?
Definitely. I mean, any human does.
Yeah.
So all you have to do is try to prevent them. I mean, it's like if you obsess over them too much, you're more likely to do those mistakes anyways.
Repeatedly. Agreed. So that's a word of caution that all of you should keep in mind. So before we let Arvind go today, we would love to know what is it that you can tell to all the future NEET aspirants that they should be looking forward to at the starting of their NEET journey. Let's try and help them create a plan that would work for them. So how should they first start in 11th, and then how should they proceed with 12th?
They should really start being serious from 11th grade. I see a lot of students kind of ease into it because their 10th board exams are over, but then they don't realize how big a wave NEET truly is.
True.
Tsunami, in fact.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, NEET is a marathon, it's not a sprint. And more often than not, if you see people running ahead of you, a lot of people get demotivated.
Yeah.
So, I feel like you just close your eyes and keep on running at your own pace, at your own convenience.
Yeah. What is one common myth that you would like to bust about scoring 650 plus in NEET?
People place too much emphasis on talent, while I think it might be true for JEE advanced sort of exams, but for NEET, all you need is hard work.
Wonderful.
A lot of hard work.
Exactly. And I'm sure your story is a testament to that. Along with hard work, I think because your experience narrates the value of teachers, it's very important to have that trust in your mentors to constantly go by their advice and the sort of hand holding which they do with your weak areas. So I believe that will be a great lesson for all our upcoming NEET aspirants. Congratulations for your wonderful journey ahead. What is it that you're looking forward to now? What's on the bucket list?
The whole experience of entering the medical college, exposing myself to how the medical field operates. Since it's been a childhood goal of mine, it's coming true. So it's quite the wonderful experience.
Absolutely. Have a great future ahead. Thank you so much for taking our time.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah.